This morning on DC News Now, sunny and cooler for your Valentine's Day, but you're going to need the umbrellas for your weekend plans. Meteorologist Jackie Layer has the latest. Plus, the culture war center stage at the Kennedy Center. DC divided on the president's efforts to reshape the calendar.
Culture is moving away from, wokeness.
When despots try to take control, they go for the arts.
Plus, a new curfew for kids at National Harbor. Neighbors mixed on if it will reduce crime. And pitching RFK's future to the public. Officials lay out their vision for the stadium renovations. And a race for the ages. Fastest man in the world, Noah Lyles, set to race an NFL superstar.
You're watching the station covering all of the DMV. This is DC News Now.
Well, good morning and thanks for starting your Friday with us here on DC News Now. It is 6 o'clock. I'm Tanaya Wright.
Good morning. I'm Tosin Fakile in for Corey James. Shanika tracking your commute this morning as you head out on this Friday. But first, we begin with meteorologist Jackie Layer. And Jackie, we're glad there's no precipitation today.
Yeah, I know.
Today, at least.
Exactly. Today, at least. Yes, that is the main word in what you just said, because this weekend we're tracking more of that wet weather returning. But let's talk about temperatures before we step out on this Friday morning on this Valentine's Day. We're talking about temperatures into those lower 30s for much of the I-95 corridor. Currently 34 right now in D.C., but we're seeing those 20s up and down the I-81 corridor in areas west of there. And when you factor in that wind, it's feeling much colder. So I feel like we're into the teens at this hour in Hagerstown, in Martinsburg, and areas west of there. Closer towards D.C. and the surrounding area, we're starting off feeling like we're into those low to mid 20s. So it's just one of those mornings you want to make sure that you are bundled up. Highs today will top out into those upper 30s to right around 40 degrees. It's still right around lunchtime if you're heading out for your Valentine's Day plans. It's going to feel like we're about 10 degrees colder. So just factor that in through the day with that wind still with us. By about dinner time, sunset will be at 5:44. Just a heads up with that. We'll see those temperatures still hovering into those upper 30s under those mainly sun-filled skies. More clouds build in later on tonight. Ahead of our next system is going to bring us that wet weather this weekend. More details on that coming up. But Shanika's back with the latest on those roadways. What are you seeing at the 6 o'clock hour?
Oh, yeah, I'm back. Check it out. You're looking good to go, even with this one issue on the Capitol Beltway. This is out of Largo, so just past 202. There's a crash. That's on the outer loop side. If you are planning to travel in that direction, just watch for those flashing lights. It doesn't seem like it's getting busy at all. You should be all good to go. Showing you the maps, you're going to see a lot of green out there, as you can see. Let's head over to Montgomery County here. This is right near 29. Now, off of 29, you will see a crash. That's right off of the Beltway. It's not really causing much of an issue, as you can see. It's still green. But again, that crash is there. Again, watch for those flashing lights there. Let's look at the rest of your commute. 270 is looking good. I'm just seeing some slowdowns, though, along DC 295. Just a tap on your brakes, though. Guys.
All right, Shanika, thank you. Your time is 6:02. Several entertainment stars now canceling their performances at the Kennedy Center following that major shakeup in leadership. One of those stars, Issa Rae.
That is right. The move comes after President Trump made himself the chairman of the board. For some of the Kennedy Center fans, they say the move is a welcome change, but others, well, they find it difficult to understand.
Obviously, the general tide of American politics and culture is moving away from, wokeness.
Every performance is woke. And I think when we talk about woke, we're talking about people who are trying to express what their viewpoint is, where they sit in the world.
Amy Austin is president of Theater Washington, an alliance of theater organizations. Now, she says we can expect to see more artists shying away from performing at the Kennedy Center. And there's also a massive pushback from DC's queer and trans community, a lot of them showing up at the Kennedy Center last night to protest.
And it was a big demonstration marching from Washington Circle to the Kennedy Center. Their message, hands off trans and queer artists. DC News Now's Daniel Hamburg has more.
President Trump's takeover of the Kennedy Center has a lot of people in D.C. worried.
When we restrict the arts, we restrict the ability of people to fight back within the culture.
In the last week, President Trump said he didn't like what they were showing, especially drag shows, he says, specifically targeting youth.
We're going to get some great professionals. I'm going to be chairman of it, and we're going to make sure that it's good and it's not going to be woke.
These attacks on drag are thinly veiled attacks on trans people, and they want to classify trans people living their authentic lives as them doing drag. So we really need to be here today, show up, and stand up for trans and drag rights.
Dozens of people chanted and danced in the street in front of the Kennedy Center, organizers say, to show they're not afraid to be queer, trans, and celebrate drag performers. Drag queen Tara Hoot even passing out flyers to become board chair.
I just think it's a right. If any old Yahoo could say they're board president, and he said he had a unanimous vote, which he didn't because there was some abstentions in there. Like, why not me? I'm the people's princess, darling, and the Kennedy Center's a place for everyone.
The concern for many goes beyond drag.
When despots try to take control, they go for the arts, they go for culture, and when they do that, they're attempting to sink their fascist teeth into the neck of democracy.
And that was our Daniel Hamburg reporting. 6:05, the Trump administration ordering agencies to lay off nearly all probationary employees who have not received civil service protection, meaning thousands of federal worker jobs are on the line now. It's the latest move in the president's efforts to shrink the federal workforce. Workers at some agencies were also warned that large workplace cuts are likely. Trump signed an executive order earlier this week telling agency leaders to plan for large-scale reductions in force. Yesterday, billionaire Elon Musk, who leads the Department of Government Efficiency, called for the elimination of entire agencies. And a federal judge ordering the Trump administration to temporarily lift a funding freeze, shutting down U.S. aid worldwide. The judge cites damage to the nonprofits that help carry out U.S. assistance overseas. That court ruling is the second major setback for the Trump administration's attempt to dismantle USAID. The funding cutoff left contractors and farmers in the country and around the world without hundreds of millions of dollars in pay for work already done and forced wide-scale layoffs.
All right, well, a new curfew for kids starts tonight across National Harbor. Prince George's County Police say children without an adult will be under curfew from 5 p.m. until 5 a.m. both Friday and Saturday nights. Officers say the curfew is starting because of an increasing number of unaccompanied young people. Parents and guardians and businesses in violation of this would be fined up to $250. Now, the curfew is receiving mixed reactions.
It'll help make the businesses boom. It'll hopefully make the kids start thinking to do better for themselves and reflect on their actions, because it's hurting the good kids out there.
I'd like to know the efficacy of it, like how many of these crimes that that have been associated with instituting the curfew, what percentage of them are done by juveniles?
The following exceptions include children who are accompanied by a parent, guardian, or person over 21, returning from school or religious activities, or on the sidewalk in front of their homes or in their neighborhood. All right, well, Commanders fans had a lot to cheer about this season, a postseason push, and the possibility of the team returning to D.C.
That's right, but not everyone is excited about the future of the RFK Stadium site, bringing football back to the city. DC News Now's Max Marcilla explains.
Good evening, Ward 7.
In high school auditorium packed with district residents, Mayor Muriel Bowser sharing an optimistic vision for more than 170 acres of land, much of which has sat vacant for years. At the heart of it, the shell of a stadium that used to be the home to championship DC football.
Because in 177 acres, we can indeed do it all.
The mayor providing minimal details of how a world-class stadium might be financed, though she did share she would not commit to not offering a subsidy. She did share how a transformation of DC's Ward 7 could center around that Commander Stadium.
Until we have a modern stadium, we will not be able to host events that the world is used to, including the World Cup, including a Super Bowl, and yes, Beyonce and Taylor Swift.
Right now, the RFK Stadium is being demolished. It's a process that will take nearly 2 years. Whether a new stadium replaces it is uncertain. Regardless, Bowser says it will welcome a sportsplex, affordable housing, and plenty of open space and parks.
Can we anchor a grocery store?
Neighbors with varying views on the stadium mainly using the platform to push the mayor to address their needs.
Employment opportunities for the low income.
An effective, widespread ban on parking through our neighborhood.
We just want to make sure that we're not getting displaced.
Councilmember Wendell Felder says this is a once-in-a-generation opportunity.
With thoughtful planning, we can bring new businesses, create good-paying jobs,
drive economic growth in a part of the city that deserves its fair share of prosperity.
In Northeast, Max Marcella, DC News Now.
Commanders owner Josh Harris has said his goal for the football team is to move to a new stadium in 2030. All right, your time, it is 6:09 on this Valentine's Day. Millions of Americans plan to celebrate Valentine's Day today. Some, they're not so fond of this holiday.
Yeah, they're not, but that does not mean a boom for it does mean a boom for local businesses, especially those florists. Our Yamari Sase live in Northwest this morning. And Yamari, you are inside of a flower shop and it must smell so good in there.
It smells amazing, and I really wish I was one of the recipients of these flowers on this special holiday, one of my favorite holidays, Valentine's Day. We're actually here at Caruso's Florist here in Northwest, and just take a look. This is only a few of the flowers that they are having to offer here at Caruso's Florist right here in Northwest DC. Look at the beautiful pink flowers, the red, yellow, orange. We have a little peach over here. So many options here at this florist shop right here. We're actually here with the owner right here, Phil. Kind of just talk to me about how business has been booming, especially this Valentine's Day.
Well, our business not only booming, it's blooming. I mean, we are very busy all the time. We've been in business over 150 some years, and nobody can say that been in business that long. Between my grandfather, my father, myself, and my children. So that's a pretty long time to be around.
For sure, a very long time, but so many smiles have been impacted by your business as well. Kind of just talking about for Valentine's Day, how many orders are you guys pushing out today?
I would say we're going to do about 1,500 deliveries. That's a lot of deliveries. And there's a lot of people that are special and they deserve the best. And they came to the right place, Caruso Florist.
And how did you guys really prepare for today? Because I know that is a lot of orders, a lot of work goes behind that as well.
We have a lot of people that are very talented and they can do anything. And they're willing to work overtime and 7 days a week to keep ahead of the game.
Well, there you have it. They are prepared and ready to go. Later on, we're going to actually take you to the other room. We actually went in there earlier, and there are thousands and thousands of beautiful orders ready to go this morning. Now, again, a lot of people are celebrating this Valentine's Day. Some not so much, but definitely it's beautiful to see the emotional connection that this holiday definitely brings. We're going to continue to follow this story and bring you more. For now, reporting Northwest DC, I'm Yamari Sase. Back to you guys.
All right, thank you, Yamari. Those are gorgeous,
gorgeous flowers.
Gorgeous flowers.
Caruso's always has the best flowers.
So pretty. All right, your time right now, 6:12 on a Friday. After months of back and forth, final terms of a big race.
Yeah, we're talking about that competition between Olympian Noah Lyles and NFL star Tyreek Hill. The exact details of the race, that's coming up. And a weekly check on your grocery prices where you can get the best deals next time you restock your cabinets.
First, we are taking a live look outside. Jackie, what can people expect for this Valentine's Day? Looks like the sky's starting to brighten up a tiny bit out there.
Yeah, I mean, we're about 45 minutes ahead of sunrise this morning, officially at 7 o'clock on this Friday morning. We'll eventually see high temperatures right around 40 degrees, still a little bit of a breeze. That's going to make it feel a little bit colder at times. More details about the rest of your Valentine's Day planner and a look at your weekend planner. That's all right after the break.